Here to live now from Fox, I'm Andrew Kraft. We want to get into more of these top headlines, including on immigration enforcement. ICE conducting.
I was thinking the same. Yo, he got chopstick. Oh, that man, dog. He done put chopstick on his mouth. It's crazy.
More of these top headlines, including on immigration enforcement. ICE conducting raids in cities over the weekend nationwide. I want to put this up. They've been putting this out each and every day. This is
them some numbers. 1,179 arrests and 853 detainers lodged. That's the people they putting up.
Yeah, say like Donald Trump told you what he was doing when he get in office.
He ain't playing.
He ain't playing. A lot of people talk the talk, but my man Trump out here walking the walk.
Today's
Daily
enforcement update. They say 1,179 arrests have been made and 853 detainers have been lodged. And those are the daily statistics as of midnight, according to ICE. Well, Our next story takes us to the Dallas, Texas area. A beautiful LiveNOW look there over the Dallas skyline, where some of these very raids were conducted in the last 48 hours. We're going to be joined by my friend there at Fox 4 Dallas, reporter David Santendry, with a look at some of these raids that were conducted this weekend in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. David joins me. David, good to see you here. What more do we know?
I mean, you would expect them to do some raids in Texas. That's like right there on the border.
Right there.
It's easy just to come over. So you know it's going to be a lot of immigrants right there in that location.
Little pocket.
Because I don't know if you know or not, but Trump gave them a quota to hit. You got to have so many people arrested a day. I think it's 1,500. So if you want to get a large amount of people in a short amount of time, it's best to start right there.
Yeah, a little hub.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, Andrew. Well, ICE maintains that these are targeted operations.
Not a week.
A
day. Or you're not doing your job.
We know dozens of people already have been arrested here in North Texas. And of course, those numbers that you showed show many more people across the country. Fox 4 spotting a group of handcuffed and shackled men being transported into a van
like the chain
at U.S.
gang.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement's Dallas field office Monday afternoon. It's where 84 people who were arrested on...
Trump ain't playing.
Not at all.
I haven't seen nothing like this. During the whole 4 years Biden was in office, I haven't seen one video like this.
At all.
This is the first weekend to Trump presidency, and you already seen these type of videos.
Sunday were taken for processing, according to a Homeland Security spokesperson who says the arrests were for various reasons, from drug charges to overstaying visas. The regional agency is not revealing future plans, but says arrests were primarily made in Dallas, Irving, Arlington, Fort Worth, Garland, and Collin County.
All over Texas.
I don't think we arrested any families.
Trump administration border czar Tom Homan maintains the agency is arresting threats to public safety and national security.
I highly doubt that you'll see.
That's what the people were saying, and what people have misconstrued. They think this Trump is going at that.
Locking up everybody.
Everybody's like, no, if you a problem over here, you're selling drugs, you're not just
serious crimes,
you have to go. It's just not the hardworking people that's paying taxes that came over here the right way. He's worrying about everyone that came over here illegally.
They're creating hell on earth.
Yeah, we've seen the videos.
Threats to public safety and national security.
I highly doubt that you'll see.
It's like when they had a couple months ago, it was some
apartment building.
People in the apartment building.
They took them over
in
Colorado
or some Colorado.
It was Colorado.
Aurora.
Yeah. But
and they
Chicago
were
too.
In there with the assault rifles.
Yeah.
Those are the targets.
Yeah, they took over so many apartment buildings and complexes, just the whole buildings. It's crazy.
Grandmother or the child that everybody's worried about being arrested. They may be, but it'll be very, very few cases. The government doesn't want to do that, first of all. And second of all, they don't want to get tied up.
Retired Homeland Security Special Agent A.J. Irwin tells Fox 4 some recently arrested may have been on Homeland Security's radar for several months or even years. But investigators may not have been allowed to move forward with specific arrests during the previous administration.
And that's why I didn't understand during the previous administration. Like, people would get locked up can get released the same day, back out. Like they said, like this, people they knew of high crime, they couldn't even go get them. It's like, why are we not allowed to get these people that's over here committing these crimes, that got the guns, that's bringing the fentanyl over here?
That we know.
Yeah, why are we not allowed to go after these people? And that's why I'm glad to see a change in the regime, because I think stuff like this need to happen.
And definitely.
Forward with specific arrests during the previous administration.
They already know who these people are. They've been collecting this evidence for a while, so they're targeting people. They're not just doing
randomly
what we used to do in the old days, where you just go out and raid, certain areas of a city that might have them notoriously.
Oh, you just see like when you see like movies and stuff, where like they just run into buildings and everybody running out like
running out. Yeah, it ain't like that.
It ain't like that at all.
Certain areas of a city that might have them notoriously have a bunch of illegal aliens living in it. No, they're not doing that. It's all targeted.
On Sunday, ICE reported 956 arrests. That's more than triple last year's daily average of 310 non-citizen arrests.
Dang.
Ultimately, the Trump administration
tripled that thing out
Tripled
here.
it.
Tripled. That's what you want to hear, and we already know that the numbers already came out. The numbers right now, people crossing the border, is already lower than it was the whole time Biden was in office. So what he's doing is already working. It's already
effective.
taking effect, and people are not crossing as freely no more.
Yeah.
of 310 non-citizen arrests. Ultimately, the Trump administration wants to increase the daily number of arrests to between at least 1,200 to 1,500 people,
1,500 people
according to a Washington Post report.
I know we arrested 2 illegal aliens that had murder convictions that were walking the street. We arrested at least 7 sexual...
And those are the ones that you feel good about.
Yeah, and I'm glad that it's a number on it, because they came with 1,200. Like the numbers we've seen, it was like 1,200 arrests. Trump said that's not good enough. We need that 15.
Need a 15.
And that's the minimum. You're allowed to go higher than 15. But 15 is the floor.
Yeah, that's where we start talking.
Yeah.
Sexual predators, mostly child predators.
Gotta go.
Hundreds in Dallas protested the illegal immigration policy on Sunday. The Trump administration says it will allow federal immigration agencies to make arrests at schools, churches, and hospitals, ending a policy that had been in effect since 2011. Homeland Security says criminals will no longer be able to hide in America's schools and churches to avoid arrest. Adding, however, officers need to continue using discretion.
That's kind of huge.
Yes. Yes.
That's huge.
They used to hide out in these places.
Yeah, hide out in them places.
Yes. It's over with. We don't care where you at. We
come
in
to get
there
you.
and we're dragging you out. You feel me?
Is to avoid arrest. Adding, however, officers need to continue using discretion and a healthy dose of common sense around sensitive locations. As of now, it does not appear arrests have happened at those types of locations.
Because people were saying, like, how you gonna go inside the schools around other kids and all that type of stuff and get people? Law enforcement been in the schools. Most of the schools have an officer there already, so it's not like kids never seen nothing like this or it's new to them. So if the cops allowed in there, why they not allowed in there to get criminals out of there?
Yeah, makes sense. That's why they're there.
Yeah.
And because schools are just such a talker right now, people wondering if there's any arrests that are going to be happening at schools, we reached out to Dallas ISD and Fort Worth ISD in our viewing area to see if they'll talk to us. I know there were some mandatory meetings for teachers and staff talking about potential new protocols going into effect because of what's happening with these updated arrests, but they were unwilling to meet with us for any sort of on-camera interview and elaborate on their plans. But again, just to clarify, we have seen no evidence whatsoever of anyone being arrested at a school, church, etc. ICE maintaining that these are people who are
theater near you
that they're going after. Unfortunately, they have not been giving us
Especially
any sort of heads up on whether they are arresting people in North Texas, but we'll see how the week plays out. Those numbers that you were talking about, Andrew, looks like it's increasing nationwide because those numbers yesterday, 956, today, 1,179, so more than 200 additional people arrested for that daily average.
The average went up because Trump said that 900 is not good enough.
It's not good enough.
It's not good enough. I ran on this. I promised my voters X, Y, and Z. Y'all gonna give me what I want. This right here is not good enough. You gotta ramp these numbers up because it's a numbers game.
Fox 4 Dallas is David Santendry. David, always good to see you. We'll check in soon.
Thanks, Andrew.
All right, in the meantime here, we're staying in Texas, continuing this story here. We heard from Texas Governor Greg Abbott today. In this post, he says, Texas has a partner in the White House we can work with to secure the border. He says to support that mission, I deployed the Texas Tactical Border Force to work side by side with U.S. Border Patrol agents. He says we finally have a federal government working with Texas to end this crisis.
And that's what the people in Texas wanted to see, and this is why they voted for Trump, because they wanted the crisis to end, and they knew Trump was the man for the job to put the crisis to an end, and we already see the results showing already.
Facts. It didn't take long
at all.
There. So wanted to make sure we got that in. He says this was launched in 2023. The Texas Tactical Border Force is a part of Governor Abbott's comprehensive border security mission under Operation Lone Star. Texas has deployed thousands of Texas National Guard soldiers and Texas Department of Public Safety troopers to the border, apprehended more than 530,800 illegal immigrants, arrested over 50,300 criminals, and seized more than 622 million lethal doses of fentanyl. Well, like I said, we are...
And do you see that?
That's good work.
After the 622 million lethal doses, it says enough to get rid of every person in America. It was enough doses. I think America's only like 350 million people. You had
enough to take everybody out.
2 doses. It's crazy.
Staying in the Dallas area. We're going to go out now to David Centendry's colleague there, Fox 4 Dallas reporter, our friend Stephen Dial, with still another look at immigration enforcement in North Texas. Let's watch.
Sunday, ICE agents arrested nearly 1,000 illegal immigrants nationwide who are suspected of or convicted of other crimes. In that number, 84 were arrested here in the Metroplex.
Wow.
ICE says they arrested illegal immigrants in Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Irving, Garland, and in Collin County.
I don't think we arrested any families. We've arrested public safety threats and national security threats, bottom line.
There you go! There you go! Hundreds protested the illegal immigration.
And that's what a lot of people didn't understand. A lot of people was asking questions about that people walking around with Mexican flags like they doing right here. It was like, yo, why are you, if you saying you want to stay in America or you feel like you if you want to be in America, why are you walking around with a Mexican flag? So Mexico's that great and you represent the flag. Why aren't you not going to Mexico with the flag that you're representing?
Why are you not there?
Yeah, I can't see myself in another country holding up an American flag. I want to be.
It sounds crazy when you think about it like that, but that's literally what's going on here.
Yeah.
Hundreds protested the illegal immigration policy in Dallas Sunday. President Trump's border czar says they remain focused on finding criminals. 50 illegal immigrants were arrested at a nightclub in Denver. Federal officials say
they was in that party.
Let's get it.
I say your party's over.
It's having the best time of their life. Fact. And then,
yo, if you're gonna get deported, that's the best way to get deported. Like, why you partying?
Why you church?
That's the best night of your life before you got kicked out.
Facts.
Illegal immigrants were arrested at a nightclub in Denver.
That's crazy.
Federal officials say some of them were drug traffickers and gang members. As ICE continues its crackdown, Texas Governor Greg Abbott is adding more troops to the border. Monday, 400 troops left from military bases in Fort Worth and Houston. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth arrived at his new job Monday, telling the press the illegal immigration crackdown is a top priority.
He's made it very clear there's an emergency at the southern border, that the protection of the sovereign territory of the United States is the job of the Defense Department.
Stephen, thanks so much. Staying in Texas, let's move from Dallas now to Houston. Fox 26 Houston reporter Jade Fleury with this report on ICE raids in the Lone Star State. Let's watch.
Let's watch.
Just 1 week after being inaugurated as the President of the United States, Donald Trump signed executive orders aimed at deporting immigrants, fulfilling his promise to secure the border.
I will declare a national...
Did you see that? Like, how they getting over that?
That looked
I was
like
a fence with barbed wire. Like,
that was tough work there.
That's a lot of barbed wire, man.
It looks like it's several rows of fence.
Yeah, just even look on this side.
Barbed wire there. And you still got a clear fence?
You got to be a brave soldier.
And look at my man. You see the people on top?
Yeah.
Like, if you so happen to make it up a one road, you're not making the second and the third.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never seen this.
His promise to secure the border.
I will declare.
You see the people out there in the water?
Yeah, out there. That's what I'm saying. There are pockets that are very well protected.
Yeah. This was wild.
National emergency at our southern border.
Raids from Immigration and Customs Enforcement began on Sunday across the state, including in Houston and in Galveston. Photos from law enforcement showing migrants being detained by federal agencies. One arrest happening in Montgomery County, where a man was taken into custody during a traffic stop.
Wow.
The person was wanted for a DWI and had an ICE detainer.
I didn't realize how quickly and swiftly they were going to militarize our border and how the
Why do everybody thought Trump was playing?
It's a game. They think it's a game.
Why do they think this man was playing about what he said?
He said he was going to call the military, but man, did they show up? Like, what do you think was going to happen?
It's crazy.
how quickly and swiftly they were going to militarize our border and how the areas of Republican sheriffs, Montgomery County and others are going to work in collaboration with ICE.
Governor Greg Abbott announcing Monday that he's sending another 400 soldiers from bases in Houston and Fort Worth to the U.S.-Mexico border. Local law enforcement and the DEA.
Just think about all the extra bodies they talking about that we're putting there alone. Now think of Mexico and Canada put people there without people. It's going to be hard for anyone to make it over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's why he's asking.
That's how it's supposed to be, though. It's supposed to be a safe zone.
That's why he's
a designated safe zone.
Yeah, it's like, why would we have to get in a tariff war when y'all could just help us with this border from stopping this stuff from getting here? Because we also stopping. We wouldn't let people come through our country to get inside of your country. So why are you letting that happen?
Yeah, you're not holding up your side of the deal.
It's an issue with that. Hey, look at all them people.
A Houston assisting federal agents with immigration enforcement efforts.
This weekend, being Sunday specifically, we did a targeted operation with our ERO counterparts that resulted in some arrests.
The sweeps and increased presence of ICE agents instilling fear among those who entered the U.S. illegally.
Wow. Most of them are law-abiding and have really worked to make this city, and they have given everything to live a good life in this country. But to live in fear and to be worried about their children is just heartbreaking. You're talking about arrest.
I think that goes for anywhere. If I go to any other country illegally, I'm going to have to be worried the whole time I'm there because I came there illegally. Why would it be different for
you're
this
going to
country?
have to look over your shoulder.
Any other country I will go to.
Yeah.
Even if I try to go to Canada, I will have to look over my shoulder because I'm not supposed to be there.
It's crazy. And to be worried about their children is just heartbreaking. You're talking about restaurants, hotels, nannies, landscapers. All of these folks contribute to our economy.
All right, we thank Fox 26 Houston reporter Jade Fleury for that report. All right, moving from Texas now to the windy city of Chicago. Fox 32 reporter Paris Schutz with this look at immigration enforcement in Chicago.
Answers are few and far between this evening when it comes to how many Chicago residents were swept up in these actions and who exactly they were.
Chicago.
Some local officials say yesterday's raid was a made-for-TV PR stunt, but border czar Tom Homan says they removed violent criminals from the city's streets.
We arrested people with...
Yes, I'm going to say this was made for TV. People are getting arrested. People are getting deported. We've seen people getting put on military planes, getting sent back. Colombia, I think it was, didn't want to take their people. Trump made a couple of calls, say he was to apply some tariffs, and then they let the people come back over there. So it's not a stunt. You can actually see the results, and you can see the results in the numbers. That's why we keep track of numbers.
Yeah, we keep track of these numbers. So we can
know if it's actually working, and we all know at this point it's working.
It's working.
Assault allegations, extreme sexual assault. These are all bad people, public safety threats. They shouldn't be walking the streets of Chicago.
Border czar Tom Homan taking a victory lap on Fox News this afternoon after joining in yesterday's immigration arrests with ICE and other federal agents.
Wow,
the proceedings were recorded live by Trump-supporting media personality Dr. Phil. City Council Public Safety Committee Chair, Second Ward Alderman Brian Hopkins says he was unimpressed.
We should have standard procedures and well-thought policies in place to do it. It shouldn't be done as a publicity stunt with Dr. Phil following you around. That is not the way to do it. So it looked like the federal government, at least yesterday, they were trying to do the right thing, but they did it the wrong way, and they did it for the wrong reasons.
In all, it's like Trump's smart enough to know that a lot of the people that he made promises to watch Dr. Phil. I don't want you to think I'm like all the other presidents that made a bunch of empty promises while they was trying to get your vote. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and then they get in office and do none of it. He's documenting and let you see everything I said I was to do.
It's being done.
I'm doing it, and here go the proof.
ICE reports 956 arrests nationwide, with 554 detainers lodged to local officials asking them to keep suspects in jail until they can be transferred to federal custody. But ICE did not say how many of those arrests and detainers were in Chicago or who exactly was taken in, beyond a few they've chosen to highlight, like Adan Pablo Ramirez, who they say has 2 DUI convictions on his record.
Wow.
North Shore Democratic Congressman Brad Schneider says he's not sure ICE went after the right people. Quote, what's disturbing about this weekend's ICE raids is it appears that rather than focusing on dangerous criminals, irrespective of their immigration status, the administration is making a show of force to sow fear by seemingly going after people who are law-abiding, who have been here for decades, who are valued members of our community.
I mean, that could be all well and dandy. They could be law-abiding. They could have been here for decades. They could be a valued member of the community. But did they come here illegally?
Well, then you can't start off by saying they law-abiding.
You
know the law say you got to come here and take certain steps to get here. You didn't take them.
Yeah,
so strike that.
The first step you took was an illegal step.
Yeah.
Schneider said. Suspects are processed through an ICE facility in Bridgeview and taken to detention centers across the country. Meanwhile, a spokesperson for the Chicago Police Department says they were notified in advance of the actions but did not participate, following city and state sanctuary laws. Paris Schutz, Fox 32 Chicago.
Paris, thanks so much. In the meantime, I want to kind of wrap up this segment here with our colleagues there.
We're going to wrap this one up, too, until our next video. It's your boy, Trey TV.
And it's your boy, Lamar Wilson.
And we out.